Welcome back to another episode of VanillaTyme. This is episode 18, and today I am brewing potions. So I got 16 Dragon's Breath from my daily vote rewards, which I'm usually too lazy to go and get Dragon's Breath from the dragon. I don't even think I've fought the dragon this map, so this is kind of nice because it allows us to make something that you can only make on this server, and that is invisible item frames. So unlike other servers like Hermitcraft, where you can do a command type like if invisible to make things invisible, you actually have to craft them here. So how you do that is we take some potions of invisibility, which I've just made here, and we... Do I not know how to make lingering potions? Hang on. Aha, I need a splash potion. Okay, so I need some gunpowder. Okay, so we've got some splash potions of invisibility, and we throw our Dragon's Breath into here, and that's going to make lingering invisibility potions, and that's what we need to make the invisible item frames. Now, normally I will just go and buy these from Rhea at the shopping district. In fact, yeah, I've actually got 10 right here, which is... well, 10 of the glow invisibles and then one regular one. I'm actually running low on the regular one, so it's kind of nice that we got these. So now that we've got the lingering potion of invisibility, I believe if we just stick that in the center and surround it with item frames, yeah, we get invisible item frames. And these work just like anything else that you've seen with invisible item frames. You put something in it and it goes away. So I like using these in certain situations. It allows for greater immersion, so it's nice that we have a few more of those, and if I want to make more, we've got more. But in today's episode, I wanted to focus on our mini game over here. And so I've got a setup ready, and I do need to do some actual testing with it, but let me show you what it looks like in the creative world. So we are here in my creative world. So we've built up 2 of these, and as you can see, we even have a scoring system over here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this yet. I may need to expand it to maybe have more points. It'll depend on how testing goes. But as you can see, we've got our launchers here, and when you click one of the launchers, it'll shoot an item. And that item will fall neatly into here. And this is just a set of half slabs with hoppers underneath. And that just feeds over into this crafter. As you can see, the item is landed in the crafter, and this comparator will then take that and treat this crafter like a counter, just like we do in the bowling alley and a few other places on our in our base. And as you can see, we're now picking up that signal from here and passing along to this redstone. And see, this one's gone on. And let's say we want to throw another item in there. It goes to 2, and once it gets to 5, it'll light up, and you'll hear a fun little noise. See, that's fun. And so I don't have an ejection system hooked up to this yet, but I just wanted to make sure that the actual game itself was fun before I put any more redstone into this. But the idea is that you have one player standing up here and shooting off these items as fast as they can. And what happens is you'll have, so that's your offensive player, and then you'll have a defensive player who's running around on these pressure plates. When you stand on the pressure plates, you can close a couple of them at a time. So if you can see the items coming, you can try and block them. The problem is as soon as you step off them, that trapdoor will open and the items will fall down. So not only do you have to catch them, but you actually have to like go and pick the item up. Before you can go and try and block another, before you can try and block another item being thrown. So this might actually work better with multiple players defending. I haven't figured that out yet. And the idea is that you have an offensive player on either side, both shooting, and then you've got your defensive player or players on either side defending. And whoever gets to whatever the target score is, in this example would be 5 first, wins. And maybe we can even program in some redstone that permanently blocks everything when the game's not active, just to prevent players from, accidentally trying to tie or something, just so it's not unclear who's won the game. So we can work on adding that. But yeah, I really need to get this tested. So maybe I'll get Harding onto this creative world with me and we can give this a go. So I got Harding on to the creative server and walked him through the rules and how to play, and we decided to take a crack at it. One of the first things that we noticed during testing was that because you have to move forward in order to collect the item after it falls, it makes it very fiddly, and it's really easy to spend too much time collecting one item while like 3 others wind up getting scored on the other side. So one way to mitigate that, we were figuring, was to reduce the number of launchers from 5 to 3 when only playing with 2 players. So, and then if you want to play with multiple players, then you'd have to add more people. One of the other things that we noticed was it's really hard to get from one side to the other, even with only 3 launchers. One of the solutions that we were thinking of was to take the setup and replace the scoring, I guess, system, or not the scoring so much as the trapdoor system. Rip out the trapdoors and instead have it so that when you step on the pressure plate, it would lock a hopper. And so the items are going to go down either way, but whether they score or not is going to depend on whether those hoppers are locked. We did try and test with speed 2 to see if the increased speed from the beacon would help. Unfortunately, it didn't. So, yeah, we did take that into consideration as well. Okay, ready?
Yeah. Yeah. No. No.
So, what I'm getting... Wait, how did this... Is that what you... Did you throw those?
No, I blocked it out.
Oh, okay.
But I think because when I went like that, it...
Oh, okay. Wait, you can hit them? Oh, and by the way, I decided to switch my skin up for the holidays. Yes, this is my ugly sweater for Christmas. It is Baby Yoda, also known as Grogu, and we've got Star Wars on the pant legs, and we got Mandalorian on the back. I like it. I designed it, and I use it every year. So yeah, lots to think about here. So the way that we would go about fixing the hopper system is essentially, so let's get rid of this. All right, so I've done a little bit of fiddling, and I think I have a working system now. So if you stand on this pressure, if you stand on this pressure plate, it turns that off. If you stand on this pressure plate, it turns that off. You can see you can stand in between, straddle them, and that works fine as well. So that seems to work. So the way this works is actually pretty similar to an impulse sorter. So what we've got is underneath the pressure plate, we've got these 2 redstone wires, and they feed into these comparators. The comparator runs a redstone line all the way back here, and then under into this comparator here, which then just copies the signal into the next comparator, and then you run the redstone line all the way back into this comparator, which goes into the block that the torch is attached to. So essentially what we've done is we are taking that signal strength of 15 and then going 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's just enough so that that signal strength of 15 will get to this comparator, but not the one beside it, because the one beside it will only have a signal strength of 14, which won't be enough to, actually 14 here, it won't make it to this redstone wire here, so this one won't disable. It's got a little bit of a delay on it just because we are working with torches, which I think is fine. It just means that it'll be locked a little bit longer. And then I've also hooked up these hoppers, which are currently locked over here. So if we throw an item, I haven't actually tested this yet, but if we throw an item here, it gets picked up and it winds up going into here. Okay, so it's current. Wait, is it reversed? Hang on. So if I stand on this and throw an item, it gets picked up and it goes into... hang on. Choppers are we locking right now? We're supposed to be locking, yeah, these ones. You put an item in here. Oh, this one's not locked. Okay, that's an easy fix. I think we just So now if we throw an item in when nothing's locked, or when everything's locked rather, it'll go into here, perfect. And then if we stand on here, throw it in, it should go into here, perfect. There we go. So now we have a working system that's a lot cleaner. So we're gonna need another test, I think. Still need to sort out the reset system, and we still have to decide the scoring, but yeah, I think that's a little bit cleaner. And then if we just test this real quick, that shoots over here and it lands in, why did it, what? There we go. And that should score. That's not gonna score because I haven't set up the whole thing yet. Where did it go? That's the real question. Where did it wind up? Oh, it's probably in a locked hopper or something. Anyway, so yeah, let me sort out the rest of that, and then we'll do another test, and we'll see if this is any better. I wanted to mention the Christmas area that, I guess the holiday area has a Christmas area now. And Harding and I did a little bit of work putting up some, I want to say statues? Putting up some builds. So I made myself a Santa's sleigh with a reindeer, and Harding rebuilt his snowman that he had initially built back in season, I want to say season 8, the spaceship season, whichever one that was. So we did that, and I believe Sade was having a look around the area and saw us working, so we hung out for a little bit as well. So that was a lot of fun. And so basically what we're looking to do now is lock this hopper to ensure that the item when it comes in actually gets... Sorry, did I say lock? I meant unlock. Unlock the hopper so that when the item falls in, it'll actually fall down into this hopper. Now, the problem that I did notice is that if you stand on, let's say, this right here, pressure plate, aha, now any item coming in will then get fed out, right? Because we're now unlocking this hopper here. So what we still need is a way to well, prevent that. So I need to do some more tinkering. I was thinking if I move these hoppers forward or something, have them all pointing forward instead of across, like the top level ones, so that you don't have them all running into each other as a chain. So I have to do some more tinkering, but Harding and I decided while I'm fiddling around with this to work on a slightly different... So we're back on the server, and as you can see, there's been a bit of a change up in the mountains, and you can kind of see bits and pieces of it poking out. We, how do I put this? We built ourselves a Scuteball arena. So if you are familiar with Hermitcraft, you may have seen Rendog's Scuteball arena on that, but if you don't know what it is, a Scuteball is another word for an armadillo. Yeah, so it's an armadillo soccer game, essentially, and you play it on ice. So it's almost like hockey and soccer mixed together, but using a live animal as the ball, which sounds terrible. But let me explain. We don't actually hurt the scoot, and where's the scoot? So you know how when scoots, when you scare them, at least when they're not on leads, let's go and grab our other one. This guy over here. You see how whenever you get close to him, he curls up into a little ball? If you punch him with like an open hand or use, say, like a wind charge on him, I'm not going to do it to this one because I don't want to accidentally knock him out of the spot, but it doesn't hurt him. It causes almost 0 damage. Let's see if, unlike when I fly. So let's go and find ourselves a wild... I was almost going to say scoot. What is that? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Yeah, right over here. So see how he goes into his little ball, and if we punch him... Oh no, go back in your ball, please. Hello? There we go. You punch him, and you can kind of punch him all day. So let's say if I stay still for a second. After a little bit, yeah, there he goes. And, my Jade doesn't look at mobs. That's fun. So, yeah, the point I'm trying to make is that he is perfectly fine. And you can kind of do this. As long as you don't crit him, it's fine. They won't take enough damage to actually die. Like, we can sit here and punch him all day, and we're not gonna kill this armadillo. So, taking that idea, putting it on ice, and adding wind charges means that we now have a minigame that we can play. Point being, yeah, Scuteball Arena. So let's get into the time lapse for that, and I can kind of show you what I mean. And there we have it. Let's get a good look at this thing. Oh yeah, this is looking pretty cool. So we've started also carving out an entranceway. So the idea is that this path here is eventually going to connect up and into this tunnel, and you will come out right into here. I'm not sure if we want to pull this back a little bit. We're still kind of working on a design for what we're going to do with the tunnel itself. But yeah, this is the Scuteball Arena. So we can start with a little tour. So you come in. I see the Endermen have already been at it. And on either side, you've got this little like locker room. And so you can put your stuff in here. There's some space, some wind charges, and tunics that Harding put together for your team color. Red and blue on each side. And this button here, when you press, will open the door and let you in. And then you can either press the button from here, or you can wind charge it, and that brings it back up. So that encloses us in, and then if you want to get out, you can either wind charge, or if you've got a rocket on you, you can rocket out. And we've left the tops of the change rooms open for that reason. Now, the second thing is there's a secondary entrance on either side. One over here that is literally just like a room for symmetry. The more important one being over here. And this is where we have extra scoots. Or rather, I should say extra armadillos, just in case something happens to the primary one. And this is also where we put the main ball back when we're done. So same idea, you press the button, it closes down, and then press it again, and it'll close back up again. And there's just some extra stuff for breeding and some leads in case we have to reset the ball at any point. And then on either side here, there's one on each side. This one goes down, and then over here, this one goes up. So just a pair of bubble vaders, and once you're up here, then you are up on the viewing deck. So you can kind of get a good bird's eye view, so you can watch the game if you're not playing. I think these can actually come down now. Nice. yeah, so everything's spawn proof. Everything is nice and safe. And if we come down into the arena itself, so we've got some blue ice denoting the like starting point as well as the goalie area. A goal will be identified if a scoot crosses this threshold here. So we've got some tripwire hooks so that it lights up at the top just as a bit of a visual indicator. And we'll just use leads to pull the armadillos out. The only thing that I am concerned with is the sides here. We don't have a flushing mechanism to get the scoots out from the corners if they get stuck in here. Because when you get a scoot, once it's in the ball, it's kind of difficult to get it out from an edge like this. So usually what that would do is if the ball is clearly not moving and everybody's just in the corner, then ref will have to call and pull the ball out, and we'll reset it, kind of like in hockey if there's a penalty. We could even add some blue ice circles for like in the zone restarts, but I'll talk to Harding about that. This is primarily his project. We've just been working on it together. It's been one big collab, but he did a good chunk of the initial design, and I did the redstone, and we split the build itself. So it's definitely been a team project, but it was his idea to build this, and I was kind of here for support for the most part, and getting a little bit of the build put together. So the time lapse, that's why you saw him building a good chunk of it, and then just kind of mostly just me cleaning up the edges. Oh my gosh, Steph, clean up your messes. But yeah, so we still have to put away the shulker monster, and then we're going to replace the grass out here with something a little bit nicer and add some pathways, get the tunneling done, and then maybe we can actually get a game going on the server. That would be a lot of fun. So any of my server mates, if you're looking to get a game in, let me know. We can organize something. Yeah, and I think that's gonna do it for this episode. I know this one took quite some time to get out because a lot of this was shot over the Christmas holidays. I still have to edit most of this, so yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna get this out. I'm hoping within the week, which would be like, no, I'm not gonna put a date on it because if I miss it, then you'll never know. Haha! But it is January, and I do want to have this out sooner rather than later. But it's a lot of footage to go through because this time lapse was huge, and I haven't actually put the things together yet. I've just got all the recorded bits. So yeah, I'm gonna go and do that, so you can actually have an episode, and you'll actually get to see this. If you like what you saw, you want to see more, maybe, see how the other mini game winds up going. Maybe we'll even record a match or two if we can get enough players to get this going in a timely manner. So that's a few things to look forward to. But until then, I will see you next time. Bye-bye!